to begin the stream with. Let's see, cable. I really need to do cable management. Where are you? Oh, there's too much projects going on, and they're on my desk. I should really think something different for that. Okay, just a little bit closer. Something stuck. Oh wait, and that's this. Oh, how about I turn it around? There we go. And I have a bit more cable. There we go. I'm gonna create my own gesso from crappy gesso, the one I really dislike, and crappy paint. I have also a lot of things to clean up in a space that's not near. Ooh, so crunchy. That's not near my camera, so I'll change it halfway to single camera. It's crunchy inside and that's blocking everything. Okie dokie. Well, and gesso is actually white paint. Okay, this is unmixed now. Okay. Is it mixed now? Oh, it's stuck at the bottom. Maybe some pliers will help getting this bottle open. Now my pliers are too small. I need big pliers. To the toolbox. Let's see, are there pliers in it? Well, that might be a bit too big, but let's try. Let's get these big pliers, these big ones. If it works, it works. Okay, there we go. Sometimes you just need to get the big tools. I'll clean this up afterwards. Thank you for borrowing. I wonder if it all got stuck to the bottom or something like that. It feels like it turned solid, which would be unexpected, but it's solid. I wonder how that happened. Well, if it's solid, then there's not much I can do about it. So, where is my craft knife? There it is. Let's see if there's something in there that's still worth salvaging. And I'm serious, it is solid inside. And the bottle was closed. So it's very strange. Is there still something inside here that I can salvage, or is this a lost cause? Which would help with my... I hate this paint situation. There we go. You go over here. Sturdy stick. Okay. It's very gel-like. I think there's still a part that can be salvaged. Seriously, it's just paste. Very weird paste. So I'm not sure how much I can salvage from this, but well, you can go in here to drip. Maybe that's why I never got this to work, but it is interesting, by the way, what this turned into. It's just solid, but it's also springy. Oh, it's even cracking my steering stick, but that's okay. See, it's solid. I'm not really a scientist, but this triggers the scientist within me. I wonder what the texture is when you feel it. I mean, this is going to be tossed, so that's weird. It's very weird and gunky. Like I said, it's a bit springy. It's like almost dry paste. Plaster. So yeah, this is done. So here I go. Wanting to mix my own gesso, and then the old crappy gesso is gone. So, but I still can mix my old paint. Really, it's like plaster, and I know that there should be plaster in gesso, so it's not that strange. And it's not something I can still shape, so... Well, I could dry it, of course. If I let it dry, maybe I can use it as rock formations or something like that. Or I can grind it. So I'm going to let it dry. And if it's not good, I can always toss it. I mean, I wanted to get rid of it, but I wanted to use it, so... Let's see if I can use this as, if it dries, as rock formations or whatever. Okay, so this is empty, and so is this. So you can be tossed. Now my fingers are all plastery. That's okay, that's okay. I mean, this is plaster that can still be used. Actually, didn't check on my 3D print, but it seems to be going fine. It's very thin. So it could use some thickening agent. And lo and behold, I have some in here. Oh, this is even chunky. Yeah, I'm gonna empty the entire tube in here. Hello, hello. So we have here crappy paint with crappy gesso. Let's see how smooth we can get this on the mixing plate. I'm gonna keep the lid, but sometimes you just ruin a lid. Also, I'm gonna let it drop for a while. I have another of these tubes, so one that didn't break. So we have crappy paint. Really such a big mess here already. Hey, that's why we have one of those silicone plates. No, I don't have a crappy brush just yet. The skewer can be cleaned. Okay, let's first see how far we can get with this. It's probably gonna mix a while. Okay, it doesn't look like there's mixing anything, so let's add a little bit of water. And this is gesso water, so we can easily use that. It doesn't want to mix. Something is being mixed, but I don't know what and where. The bean is somewhere around here. So it is mixing even though you can't see it. But this is also a nice texture, already nice texture. There's of course gunk in here. But this is still too thin to actually work with. So it needs more. Well, I can't add the gesso because the gesso is completely ruined. Let's first find the bean. Bean, where are you? I have no idea where this bean is. Maybe I can find it when looking from the bottom. Nope. No, that's not a bean, that's a chunk of gesso. How about I do it like this? I did drop the yes, found the bean, Okay. So how about I add a little bigger bean, because I have extra beans. Add the big bean. Big bean. Now I think I'm gonna need a lid, so let's try. Now you can see it spin. I just needed a bigger bean. Let's clean the first bean. So now it's a nice mix. Let's see. I thought I had a jar with... Nah, I don't think I can use this powdered stuff. It's also the wrong color. So let's add a bit of the good gesso. That's quite a lot actually, but hey, we're experimenting here. I am going to use it anyway. Add a lid. Bean away. It doesn't want to bean. I can hear it go, but it doesn't want to bean. To bean or not to bean. Probably too much liquid. Okay, let's look for the bean again. I have something chunky over here. Yep, beans over here. Where is bean? Bean, where are you? I can't find the bean. It's somewhere in here. Let's find the magnet inside this thing. Where's the magnet? Over here. Should be in the middle now. Wait, I think I found it. Why are they making these beans white? That's not a bean. The beans are magnets. Do I have something that's magnet? There we go. Ah! Dropped it! Dropped it! But I found it back again. Oh, where's my internets? Oh, wait, that's stuff that decides to. No, not magnetize again. Need to clean my knife. No, they're scientific beans, so that's why they're white. Okay, so if the paint is too much of a heavy liquid, it can't mix it anymore. Let's clean all my tools before they all become white paint gesso. You can see white beans better in Erlenmeyers and all that jazz, so that's why they are white. Of course, I know that. But still. Well, let's try this mixture. Okay, my little craft plate is going away for a moment. You can go over here to dry. And let's use this for now. First thing I'm going to do is test my homemade gesso. Of course, it's very thin at the moment. And it's very bubbly. This is still way too thin. Does nicely fill the holes, by the way. Where's my steering stick? The one that just broke. Short. Store memory. Well, getting a new stick because I have plenty of sticks anyway. And I'll find back the other one. So this is a very thin gesso. Gonna add a little bit more. Well, a little bit more, that's half the bottle, but okay. So this is white paint, water and gesso, and a bit of crappy gesso. And as long as it has bubbles, it's not that nice, but the bubbles will vanish on their own. Oh, my chat's gone because I accidentally clicked it. Yeah, let's empty this one as well. It's going to be a nice big bottle of gesso because I'm planning to use a lot. It's starting to become a nice consistency. Oh, this is now nice. See, it's very white. Way more white than the original gesso. Hair. Go away, hair. I said go away. There we go. Still have no idea where I put my little steering stick that just broke, so. Okay, so my gesso, this one can be put away. And well, let's clean this brush because I'm not done with my gesso adventure. I'm going to keep a dedicated jar for gesso water. Okay. My paper towels. Okay, so let's see, this brush, I'm going to get a dedicated gesso brush. This one can dry. And let's see, where did I put them? Let's put this with the paper. Because I'm going to do something that's going to break my heart. Because I'm going to mutilate a brush. There we go. 3 big cheap brushes. And I want to use this one, but this is way too long, so I need to cut off a bit. And really, that's going to break my heart because I don't like to cut brushes. Might even have to cut these to make them a bit shorter. This one is okay. The big one is okay. Small one is meh. So I'm going to be a barber. Oh, I hate this. I truly hate this. Forgive me, brush. Doesn't really cut that easily, by the way. This is one of my good scissors, isn't it? I have a better, the eternal brush scissors. Oh, way better, way better. Does it have to be a perfect brush? Oh, forgive me, brush, for doing this to you. Now to get the tips away so it's a bit more even. It's already like this. Poor little brush. Oh, poor little brush. See, it's now a sort of round brush. This is a scissor that's supposed to be able to cut everything and stay sharp forever. Not sure it stays sharp after my mutilation, but now. Let's cookie this one. Remember, I know it's not a cookie. I just like to call it like that because it's putting it away on a drying spot. Sometimes I just like to name things differently. Hopefully this goes a lot faster. It actually does, but it does a bit too much, so I need to get used to this so I don't do too much of gesso. It's actually quite stiff, this brush. I don't need such a stiff brush. Because this brush is going to be less stiff in time. I do not worry about that. And it might actually hold better than the other one. That's more used for either acrylics or watercolors. This is heavy body. Come on, get into that little crevice. Okay, I'm going to put a little paper underneath here because I don't want to mess up my cutting mat, even though it's something I could easily clean. I'm just a neat freak. There we go. So I made my own gesso of white paint, some gesso, and crappy gesso. So it's still gesso, it's just a different blend. That's a bit more white. So hopefully you need to use less coats. Which means sooner to paint. And since my fingers are already one big mess, let's continue holding it myself. See the difference a second coat of gesso makes this time. And now I have a whole jar of gesso instead of a bottle. And when this has run out, I'll just, or when it gets little, I'll just mix it with more official gesso and white paint. So yeah, a bit shame that my older gesso has solidified, which is probably the reason why it never worked well in the first place. It was already solidifying. Managed to salvage whatever there was. Of course, the crappy white paint that had completely separated. And this is how you reuse it. Or actually use it. So it's a bit more liquidy, so it probably takes a bit longer to dry. But this one should be ready to paint. But I still feel bad for doing this to this brush. All the prints till June are printed and where needed corrected. So I'm currently starting to print July. This brush holds a lot more gesso, so we're done a lot quicker as well. I like making my own blends. I even have my own white blend, white paint. That's very nice and fluid. It should be somewhere on this table, but you know me, I'm just tossing things around and then I don't know where it is anymore. How about I put away this plate because I don't need it. Whoops. Tries to disconnect myself. Stay on page. I wonder where my little white paint blend is, because I'm gonna need it anyway. It should be around here somewhere. Maybe I put it in my drawer? The drawer is open, so I should see it then underneath here. Yep, here's my white blend. Okay, I'm gonna put these over here so I don't forget I need to finish these. And as you can see, I'm plenty chaotic again. And I think I'm going to spray paint this just to get it done quicker. And that's why I need my spraying station, which is still in the attic. And I want to see if I can empty a spot for it today. Okay, now I need my thinner one just to get some gesso away. Because if you have too much gesso, you won't be able to paint it. I need. Is this gonna fit or is this too big as well? Probably gonna do something stupid. Oh, it actually worked. You want to try cable management, and you need to be cleaned. And if this gesso water is completely gesso and no longer cleans the brush, I'm just gonna toss it with my blend. Okay. I need extra table actually, so let's put you over here. There we go. Let's first give this one a first coat. I have a very short-term memory. Oh, there it is. This was the second Pokeball design. This is different from the others. Because everything else has a lower design like this. Trying to show it on camera, like high and then low. And this one has a straight edge. So those are the different Pokeball designs. But this blend makes it really a lot wider than the other did, even the official one. That's probably because the ratio of powder and paint is now very different. Still haven't found that that steering stick that technically broke. It's not on the ground, so I wonder where I put it. At least not in here, because this was the new one. Maybe I accidentally tossed it, but that's okay. I mean, I have plenty. For those who don't know, they are reused coffee sticks. I usually drink a little soup at work. And that those coffee sticks, those steering sticks, get cleaned by me. And then I reuse them as paint steering sticks. So I use this as much as I can. Sword can, sorry, scissors. This can go away and dry as well. Can I put the camera a bit closer? Or I need to move. No, that's not the one. This is another one. This one wasn't that dried, so no idea where I put it. It's a shame, because it was a very nice thick one. You usually have those flimsy ones. Sometimes you have one of those nice thick ones. It's all slippery. I'll probably find this piece when I'm done. This This one can get a new coat because this was that way too thin one. Don't really like getting my hands dirty, but this is acceptable. Must be careful not to accidentally drop it onto one of the other pieces. Plenty of things to gesso. And notice that these craft videos are viewed way less than my webcomic videos. So people apparently find that a lot more interesting than this. Which is a shame because I like this equally, but that's life, that's life. Oh, there's a hair. But seriously, on days like this I use a lot of paper towels. Luckily I can buy them in bulk. Let's put this slightly to the side because I have a feeling I might actually accidentally drag it off. No, I didn't post the comic just yet. I think I retweeted or reposted the Facebook message from the editor. And if not, I'll do it later. And luckily I still have enough tray to dry my stuff. There's a lot of gesso in this brush now. Makes it easier to use as paint. Still a spot over here? No. It's full. Okay, and this one is painting ready when it dries. Oh, that's too much slipperiness. But yeah, I like making my own blends. Makes me feel fancy. As if I know what I'm doing. But since my blends are always, well, just on a whim. Yeah, this one had a small misprint. But small enough you can still use it. So a little piece didn't adhere You might not be able to see it from above, but this one is a little bit bouncy up. I think I may spray paint all these bases just because it goes a lot faster. Give them more or less the same base coat. Except for, I have, well, blue for the water. That makes it easier. Green for the earth. Do I have, pardon me? Do I have red spray paint? Do I have that? No, I do not. Well, I can do the blue and the green, which already saves a lot. Then I only need to paint the red and the... I think I'm going for lilac. This one was done. Because spraying does go a lot faster and more even than painting. Or I'll go painting. It's not like I need to save a lot of time. Everything is also drying within my heater's range, so it should dry a little bit faster. Not gonna be finished drying when I finish the last one. And the neurotic part of me is like, oh, we need to make everything pristine white. And I'm like, no, we don't need to. It doesn't have to. Convincing myself, hopefully. Oh, do not get your coat in the drying part. Oops, almost dropping it. You stay. There you go. I'm preparing a lot because as soon as the temperature goes too high, then I can no longer print. And I still want to be able to paint things until it becomes too hot in this studio. And some things need to be a priority and others are, well, less priority. I'm going to need another serving tray for another drying spot soon. This also fills some of the holes between the lines. The only downside is for this brush is that it doesn't really like the thin pieces. I could cut that other brush, so I have another gesso dedicated brush, but do not touch each other because you might get stuck to each other. This one should also be ready for coloring. Not sure what I'm going to do with the plain ones just yet. And the little YouTube coin, which is not my design, but yeah, I still like it. It's gonna be an easy project, an in-betweener. Absolutely no priority project anyway. You can go over here. There's still a spot over here. Now, new ones. Let's get a few that don't need fixing so I can continue painting for now. These three. These still need fixing. Where is my... I should have those in my bag here somewhere. Because the cat was trying to eat them. There we go. And let's get a tray. Should still have a tray here. Oh, that's a tiny tray. Didn't expect a tiny tray. Well, I bought a new tray, not for this purpose, but it is gonna work. This is something you put in your sink, so you can put things on here and then it soaks or whatever's. I intended to get it for my spray booth, but well, I need a drying station now, so you are hereby a new designated drying station. And I'm going to put you in here for now. Does that work? No, you're too tiny for this. Oh well. I need a drying spot that doesn't topple over easily. So that means you. You go over here. How about I put you over there because you're filled. There we go. You can go over here. And then you can go over here. There we go. We have Owl's coin. The earth symbol with a flower around it. Why? Well, it reminds a bit of clover. Is love. And just getting the earth symbol was a bit too boring. I'll probably use the element symbols for Lady Gaia, Lady Luna, because those are the guardians of a element. And all the other ones are just going to get a little bit of decoration with them. Symbol for Cancer. Well, the star sign Cancer. In case anyone gets confused by that. It's probably gonna need 2 or 3 coats, but the other ones already had 4 coats. So it should. This is one of the freebies for the Pride month, so you can make your own 3-layer Pride flag. And here's another design with 3 lines. So I have 2 3 line designs. Yeah. So this is also freebie, and if you don't want to make a pride flag, I'm fine with it. I'm also fine if you make a national flag. For example, if you want to make the flag of the Netherlands or Belgium, I'm fine with that. This is a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 line. The only flags I don't agree with are hate flags. And you know the kind. And why did I make 3, 4, 5, and 7? Because I couldn't find a flag that has 6 lines. This is one of 1, 2, 3, 4. But you can always use the blank one to create whatever flag you want. Even the all-inclusive rainbow flag. And I'll show you in a moment why I didn't make that in this form. I have an idea, and that's probably going to be for the year after. As a big coaster. But not for this tiny one. Because this is a 7 layer. There's really not enough space. If you want to add the all-inclusive one, you have to add a triangle here and that close and a circle. That's way too much for this size. So I'm probably going to design one for the all-inclusive flag for the year after as a freebie. And then I'm going to, well, not recommend printing it small size. Okay. These are all the coins. I think everything else needs to be... Okay, this one is not a priority. This one was a misprint because the mouth is missing. I will do that later. And where is Ao's misprint? Let's put it in the box over here. Oh. This is the right owl. Where is the wrong owl? So I can put that away as well. Is this bag as well? Yep. Which I am going to do and am going to correct. Just not now. It's too much. This is the old one. Mouth was missing. Hole here. There's a hole over here, here, then one over here. And the new print does that a lot better. There's no hill. Still needs to clean up this one. The only downside with this one is it does very weird printing on the back. I have no idea why it does that and why it does this one. Oh, this one is bigger. Just slightly, but it's slightly bigger. That's okay. Owl was one of the biggest ones. So this misprint is going to be corrected later on. Now I need my little cup of where I save all my savings. Always be careful. There we go. Brush can be put aside for now. Don't need to close it so it can evaporate slightly, and it's quite cold in here, so that's not much of... where did I put my knife? Knifey. Thought I put my knife back where it belonged, but apparently not. Thought I put it back so it could dry. It's probably with my steering stick. Where is my knife? I need my knife. I mean, I can use a different knife because I have plenty of knives, but... Oh, there's my steering stick. Okay, that makes sense. Now I need my knife. absolutely gonzo. Oh well, I'm gonna use my different knife. Because I have plenty and I'll find that other one back soon enough. Did I put it in this jar? I don't think I did. I mean, everything is gathered in there. Ah, there it is. Hidden, 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 hidden. And why, yes, I am quite artistic. This also didn't really stick well to the plate, this tip of the ear. You can see it being bent slightly. It is straight on the top, so it's okay for this print. It has nothing to do with the design, it just has to do with my printing plate being mean and uneven. So I heated up my printing plate as hot as it could go and tried to clean it up as much as I could. I do have a spare heating plate. I wish I could get a little bit... Sorry. I need to get closer up here so you can see what I'm doing. I'm not very good at getting things into frame. How about I do it like this? It's my boom arm, it's slightly too short. But I'm happy with what I have now, and I can always look into it when everything has calmed down. I had another design that had this weird printing on the back, and I think it is Taurus, by the way. When I fixed. Yep. So if I fix a design, it goes printing very weird. I have no idea why it does that. I still want to see if I can melt these parts, these tiny slivers, into something like a little rectangle or a strip or something, so you can use it for fixing holes in misprints or whatever's. Like I said, I need to check the file if it's good for printing, so I need to reprint it anyway, but misprints can always be, well, I can try and fix them so I learn things from it. That's one. And I can hang them as decoration, for example, with my 3D printer. Let's show it up close. You can see it in the top right one. let's change it. See in the top right one you have sushi. That was my misprint. And my very first one, so that's special. Okay. This is the Sienna misprint, so the misprint goes later. Thus far I have 3 design misprints. 4. Considering there are 4 designs in 6 months. So that's 24. That's practically nothing. So it's a good ratio. I'm proud of myself. Can I go in here? No. Some knife scraping it is. Okay, and now the inside. By the looks of this, Sunday is going to be a cleanup stream. My table is already quite filled. And I'm probably going to add some more today. And probably some gesso painting because that's my life now. This owl has now eyes that are on a different layer. .3D bins always need some cleaning up. That's something that depends on the printer. My 3D printer recently strings quite a lot, and I have a feeling it has to do with the temperature in the space. That the filament cools down too quickly. That's because there's no heater turned on when I'm only printing. If I'm here myself, of course, there's a little space heater on. But that doesn't do too much. Okay. This one looks fine for painting. This This one is actually ready for pinning as well, mostly cleaned up. Oh well. A little Venusaur. Okay, a little Taurus. If people really want to see previews, they need to check these videos. But most people won't be bothered to do that. So I don't really mind that much. Most of the time they don't even know which month it's gonna be. Could get an automatic sander for this, just to make it a little bit faster, but then again, it might go too fast. I have a cheap Dremel, let's call it like that. That has different settings, so maybe that one's going to be used for that, but that's later. My priority is getting these ready to print. I have plenty of other misprints to fix that with, or to test it on. Maybe my Christmas card of next year is going to be in this style. But then I'm going to have to start a lot sooner. And I might not be able to stream that. Because I like the Christmas cards to be a surprise. Haven't written them yet. Should do that somewhere this week. Work has been really hectic. And I mean my day job. But there's still time. We're barely into the month of December. There are plenty of plans I have with the misprints and other experiments with 3D printing. And this is the way I learn and like to learn. Don't tell me anything, just let me experiment. I might trip, but then I crawl up myself. I don't like doing cleanup. I think this one's done for painting almost. Pisces, my favorite design because it has two fishes. I like Pisces more than my own star sign, design-wise anyway. If I make something bigger, you could add a lot more detail, but these already take 2 to 3 hours, sometimes even 4, to print. I know for some people that isn't much. They're like, I have bigger designs. But to be honest, for something small, for a small price, I don't think you should ask too much. Besides, you can print it out any size you want. That's a hair, that's not a... I want people to buy my designs and not go like, well, this takes 12 hours to print. Nah, let's not do that. I have nicer things to print. And I'm okay if other artists do this as well. I would be nice to get some credit and a link back. Like I did this with the help of or inspired by. And I haven't found anyone else doing this. So a little credit would be nice, but it's not something anyone else couldn't figure out themselves. That's hence why I'm not going like copyright. Only I. Which wouldn't be able to enforce anyway. Feels like I'm tossing more on the outside than on the inside, but it's hair filament, so it's quite thin. Almost there, I hope anyway. My 3D print should be done soon as well. Doesn't fit. Is this a line? Yes, this is a line. Almost cut away the actual line. Is this a line or it looks like quite a solid line? No, that's a string. I can put my knife underneath it, so it's a string. And these are just cheap nail files I got in some set. Which means I can just use them and not feel sorry if they break. And when I'm done, I'm going to use sandpaper. But these cheap files actually hold up quite nicely. Okay, Vice is done. Let's clean up a bit here. Where do all these hairs come from? This one is also cleaned up. A little donut seal. Really looking forward in coloring that one or painting that one. even if I do make a Christmas card with 3D prints next year, and I'm not going to send everyone a 3D printed Christmas card. I'm just going to take a picture of that, because that would be way too much painting time and expensive. This actually has 2 little holes here and here, but that's not something I want to fix the entire design for. I mean, probably I'm going to do that because that's me. Oh, sanding paper is letting go. So this needs a little bit of fixing. Where's my fix tool? Cable, cable, cable. This heats up very quickly, so fix the hole. And this one just needs to get together. There we go. And it's fixed. Because it's fast with smoothing the sides. It does, I just don't like the looks of it. How does it deal with stringing? Goes a lot faster. Just don't like it how you might accidentally just melt the entire design. Where's my paper towel? This is a wet one, so it should be relatively safe. Unplugging it and letting it cool off in a jar. And this is how I easily fix it and use. This was part of the skirt anyway, so So if you want to tweak the designs yourself before, because for some reason they look more like your own characters or whatever, fine by me. Just don't sell these designs. That's my only requirement. Personal use only. Should have checked how long they estimated this print to take. I should put my chat on. In case the main house wants to contact me. It sounds like there's a big distance between main house and studio, micro studio, but don't worry. It is a tiny space, tiny distance. Can't they just walk up to you and talk to you? Yes, they could, but they don't want to disturb me. That's why we're using chat programs. Getting there. I don't like cleanup. Did I already mention that? Yes, I did. I know. That was a rhetorical question. I've had issues with people don't. Then I give a rhetorical question and then they answer it anyway, so that's why I'm mentioning it's a rhetorical question. I don't always want answers or replies, responses. Or sometimes it is very obvious rhetorical. I mean, is this a rhetorical question? Now people are doubting, was this a rhetorical question or did she want an answer on it to it? Oh, it's getting cold in here. My toes are really cold. Okay. Almost done. There's a lot of strings in the face. You think you're done, you find another piece of string. I should get a hard brush to help this clean up. Face looks all scratched up now, but nothing a few couples of paint can't fix. Okay, I'm just going to gesso a bit just because to prevent myself from going crazy. I just want to gesso a bit. It's only a few, but Sometimes you just need to treat yourself. It's weird how sometimes things feel a lot darker than what they really are. So this is not a nice tray like the other one. Those are nice and straight, but hey, I need space. I usually don't need as much space. So now get a little whatever a container for the things that are ready to paint. And of course I need a place to store my dried painting parts. So this is drier a lot sooner than the previous time, so my blend actually dries faster. Of course, not the thick parts, because thick never dries fast, but still a lot of foam on my blend. For example, this one is pretty much dry. Not completely dry yet, but dry enough to give a final coat. Okay, back to cleanup. Wait, didn't I already clean this up? I think I did, but I'm seeing some imperfection here, so let's grab that. Sometimes cutting the strings does help. Not always, but sometimes it does. It's also very weird texture on the back. This is very smooth and this is weird. Smooth, weird. So no idea what happened over there. But if temperature is an issue, it will probably be better in, well, let's guess March. I know this must be a boring stream. Maybe that's why my craft streams don't do as well as my penny streams. I talk a lot more, you see a lot more happening. It's variation. And while I can, of course, talk, it's difficult to focus on what I'm saying. For me, anyway. So that's why my sentences stop halfway. It's almost 2 hours. And what have I done thus far? Gessoed a bit, made my own gesso. And cleanup of prints. Cancer also has one of my favorite designs. I'm very proud of being able to incorporate both the lobster and the crab in here. Because in the Netherlands, the animal connected to Cancer is the lobster. Most others have a crab. Okay, this needed a little cleanup because it wasn't a detail. Mayonaka, on the other hand, has strings galore. I redrew Mayonaka from the back of the book. Just didn't feel like the right one for her. It felt a bit meh. Some designs were fine, others needed redoing. Rain's design is a direct copy of the back of the book. Narako needed a different one because she was kneeling on the back of the book and I wanted to have her standing. Matsuru is the same. Blades redone. Sushi is the same. Kai is the same. Ao is the same. Hane is the same. So I actually only redrew Naraku, Mayonaka, and Blade. Ooh, this is fragile. This is fragile. That probably gets stuck with the bits of paint soon enough, so I'm not that worried, but need to be very careful with cleaning this part up because this is fragile and loose. That has more to do with my printer than the design. I really should have checked how long my 3D printer would be busy. I'm still seeing it running. I mostly print my things 3mm because otherwise they just get too thick and it takes too long. 3mm is for most designs fine, at least at the size of 10 centimeters height. Now what I'm cutting away is minimal, hence why you don't see me do anything but scratching. Almost there, I hope anyway. Because usually I find strings later on. I haven't even done the outside yet. For the little warts. Okay, is this everything? I think it is, pretty much. And my neck and looks done. And then we have Sayana left, which also corrected file, very weird printing on the back. I made her nice and big. She's quite the same height as everyone else, by the way. I take 10 centimeters height. Also, it's a bit rough around the edges here. Didn't really adhere nicely to the plate. course, things would be a lot sturdier if you did take it 4 millimeters. So 3 millimeters is my recommended minimum. Feels like I've been working for 3 hours or something like that, but I'm at 2. Maybe that's why it feels as if it's printing so long. This is only 2 hours. Most of my designs take 3 hours to print. 2 to 3. So I wonder what my viewers are currently doing. If you see this on YouTube, feel free to comment on that. Ah, it's done. Done. Let's put Sienna here for viewing. And let's check my 3D prints. Oh, that printed out very nicely. Warning, plate is hot. I'm like, no, it's not. Spray a new coat. I always spray a new coat. No, it's not always needed. What's next to print? This one takes quite long, so let's do that. This is a perfect design. That's nice. Oh, yeah, sure. I forgot you were still sick. Figured maybe you'd have some energy for knitting or something, but yeah, if you're sick, that really sucks. Show the new design soon enough. I just want to finish Sienna. And all the plastic will have all the nice time to cool down. I changed Sienna design slightly. So you have little less small spaces. And which cause the eyes to be on a different layer. But really, Sienna has little stringing. Maybe because it was a bigger one. Yeah. Jumping around in the snow does do that, so I'm assuming you didn't go into the snow while you're feeling sick, so... And it's easy to forget to look after yourself when you're having so much fun, so... Shaving off the strings. Okay. Hands. Well, Sienna was quite easily done. And then the newest one, Turtle Cat. You know how some cats are called a turtle design? I love turtles, and Turtle Cat sounded very cute, so I made a turtle cat. Not much stringing with this one either. This one is quite thick, by the way, so my 3D printer can't print under 3 millimeters, so. And since I'm printing July, this means this is the July 4th week. And I'm currently printing a Venusaur, which is the freebie of July. I'm shaving this as if I'm shaving a potato. And Venusaur probably needs an hour or 3 or 4, so that might be the last one I print today. Tomorrow, because of my work shift, I can't start 3D printing in the morning, but I can in the afternoon, maybe 1 or 2. So, and this one's clean as well. All the shavings in a jar. I either use it or toss it. Well, it's not very cleaned up right now, but okay, better than nothing. Gesso time. You can go away. You can go away. And you can go away. And you can go somewhere here. So I'm turning this one into a magnet. And those who are very crafty can turn it into a big pin or can turn it into a keychain. my baking tray. You do need to keep on stirring it, so. And my tiny mermaid extras, I still need to do those. My freebies, but let's do this one first. Because those are tiny. My third baking tray is almost full. Well, I admit I didn't really place it very efficiently. That has to do with the bigger sheet than tray. I mean, I will have space for this, and if I put my extras to the side, turn you. It's all foamy. Probably gonna add rhinestones on those little beads. Reasons? Because I can. Some gunk ended up on my wet paint. How about I move you like here? And then I have a little bit of spot for Princess Cancer. And all the gesso that's on this little silicone plate adheres to the back of the design, giving it a teeny tiny gesso layer as well. Pre-gessoing. Because of course the back needs to be gessoed as well. That's why I don't really think I'll have finished examples when the designs are going to be released. Which sucks, by the way, but hey, that's life. Okay. Baking tray. And now my freebies. Put them in a separate little jar because they're so teeny tiny. Not everything is going to be kept. I mean, some are just nothing more than a little dot. So I shouldn't have cleaned up everything just yet. Come on, come on. Get over here. Seriously, I just had it. And now I put my file over here. But where did I put my little craft knife? Over here, in the center. These are just tiny accessories you can use with your mermaid character. And with tiny, I seriously mean tiny. You'll see soon enough. This was also to see how tiny can my 3D printer print. I mean, some of these pieces might vanish into the brush. I mean, teeny tiny shell. Small rock. The rock is easy. There's little stringing. These pieces took a lot more work than I expected initially. Teeny tiny rock. If I drop them in this little trash thing, I'll never find it back. And this is just one design, by the way. I didn't cut it into separate files. I mean, that would be way too much work for a freebie. Have a few little bubbles. teeny tiny bubbles. Of course, you can create your own bubbles with resin, but not everyone has resin, not everyone knows resin, and not everyone wants to use resin. Those who are creative... dropped it in here. Good thing there was some gesso stuck to it, so I can easily find it back. Do like this one, this little piece of coral. Does have a bit of stringing. When I'm done with this stream, I'm going to turn on my other laptop. Yes, I have a second laptop. It's a very old one. Can't handle anything, but it can be used for streaming because that is only a small bit. You can't really clean up much these tiny things. Some designs are duplicated and flipped because again, it's a freebie. And of course, you can always print it out yourself twice and flip it over there. Different sizes. Maybe you want to use it for something else. That's fine. Technically, why am I painting the rocks white? Because I'm going to make them gray. Well, because I can. Teeny tiny sea star. Oh, no stringing. That's nice. What do we have here? Teeny tiny fish. I might not even use all these pieces in my Sienna diorama, but that's okay. I'll just save them for another project. Or maybe I'll make a Sienna for sale version and use it on that. Oh, teeny tiny sea turtle. Let's turn it upside down. Sea turtle. Because of course there's going to be a turtle in there. If you want to make a shaker with it, you can, but I don't think it's going to help because all are 3 millimeters high. So you have to make the mermaid bigger then. Little piece of coral or seaweed, whatever you want to call it. Or at least my 3D printer doesn't go underneath 3 millimeters. Needs to print 2 at least. Already had a lot of issue with creating a print file out of this. Why didn't I make separate files of this? Considering the pile I have here, that takes way too long. I'm sorry. But I spent way more time on this than already than on my paid files. Maybe I'll go crazy with my sea life and make it pink. Bright colors. Yeah, this is... Not sure what this is. It's what I draw, and it's a little bubble with a shell attached to it, and people can use it as hair ornaments or whatever. Just do with it what you think you can do with it. As long as it's personal use. This little cleanup, that's nice. Another piece of coral. I expected this paper file to give out within moments, but I'm actually already using it quite long. I've seen people melt PLA in their throwaway oven, but I don't have a throwaway oven. I would need a teeny tiny one for that. Ooh, big rock, big rock. And a little cleanup, that's nice. A stack of bubbles. With little cleanup, this is nice, this is nice. A little cleanup on the outside. Another stack of bubbles. Like I said, I sometimes mirror the design. And if people don't like it, they can create their own, especially since this is organic, that's easy to do. I even uploaded a video at least when you're watching this on YouTube, with how to do it. So it's not like I'm gatekeeping and people can do this themselves. All you need is your own 3D printer. Tiny crab. Come on, focus on it. Tiny crab. Ooh, pretty much no cleanup. I am guessing this will be very fragile, so let's be careful. A lot of stringing. I'm not gatekeeping art. All I ask is people give me credit or link to me, give a little shout out. I seriously need to look for a bigger boom arm. This is way too short. Let's see if I can. How's this? Another rock. Another sea turtle. Teeny tiny turtle. Tiny plate is almost full. It's going to be interesting. Another bubble. Not sure if I'm gonna keep those bubbles, but even tinier bubble. Not sure how I'm gonna paint this. Teeny tiny bubble stack. And a conch shell. You're really getting a lot of teeny tiny designs. Seaweed. Underwater plants, whatever you want to call them. Another sea star. Almost done, almost done. What's this? One of those weird bubble with shells. Maybe for the year after I'll make a crown and add that to the freebies. The wings freebies. And I can probably reuse then some of these. Give a mermaid wings. Another fishy. Another shell. And another shell. Different style. Okay. That was probably a filler. Like I have a little hole here. I can draw a little shell over there. Teeny tiny shell. 4 left. Yeah. Yep, it's this chunk. It's almost too small to clean up, but I'm trying anyway. There's the moment when your space heater doesn't feel like heating up anymore. Wait, missed a spot. And the last bubble, which printed really weird. They are not perfect circles. They're all hand drawn. Okay, okay, that was the last one of them. Okay, that's really all I had to do with cleanup. Checking. Yep, nothing in my tin. Where's my cover? Okay, now get my small serving tray. My red one with damages. And let's put you over here as a hole. There we go. This one can go back in storage. Now, this one I'm not going to move to the other pieces. I'm just gonna keep it like here. Because, see, everything goes everywhere. Ah! That was too expected with these teeny tiny things. Okay, I am going to move some of them because now it's just weird. Okay, so you are done. To the drying station. You are done. You are done. Have to be careful it doesn't stuck to the back of this palette knife. Right, this fishy is done. Oh, this shell is done. You need to have the other side coated. Back sides are done later. Just hope it won't blow away. It's stuck in here. And it's not even fully coated. Didn't intend to move it, but well, considering it's going everywhere. The big pieces are easy. It's the teeny tiny pieces. Slightly coating the back. Because this doesn't adhere at silicone. And it's in here again. Well, at least it's fully coated. Let's do this teeny tiny piece first. Still feel bad about doing this to this brush, but it was needed for the greater good. I hope anyway. Ah, it's stuck to my finger. This tiny piece. Let's do the tiny pieces first. Can you imagine I have to do this all again? This is another teeny tiny bit. Okay, what's up and what's down? This up? There you go. Oh, this one's already done. That's nice. That's a nice surprise. This is another teeny tiny one. There we go. And this is a small piece. Let's do those first. And this is a small piece. My fingers are so dirty. I don't like that. I know I like to feel my craft, but this is ridiculous. Just keep coating, just keep coating. But I'll go insane if I ever drop that tray and everything goes on the floor. Already had that once. Almost done. final one, the turtle. Now, is there anything that can be regessoed already? I think still has a little bit of wet. Yeah, everyone still has a bit of wet. So, okay, cleanup on aisle 3. First, we're going to scrape you. And then we're going to put you in this jar. It's not going to be for long, so you can soak a little bit. Then we're going to scrape some off here. And my gesso jar can close. Now, the big cleanup. Let's soak my palette knife. Almost clean again. There we go. Then I had some dirt over here. Everything is intended to get dirty, so I shouldn't feel bad about it. And this is why I love silicone mats. Sure, you toss away a few paper towels. But your sheet can be reused. See? It's pretty much clean. It's not perfectly clean because that's not needed. Now, so you can dry-ish as well. Stay up here. Now this part. This brush takes a bit more. Remember, this is just gesso water that if I need to dilute something, this will be tossed with the gesso, the homemade gesso. So even this gets used. It's not zero waste, but it is less waste. Now my hands, on the other hand, are a complete disaster. So I'm not even going to bother with that. At least not now. There's going to be a day where I'm going to really scrub this plate. There's some scuffs on there I can't remove anymore. But hey, that was the goal. To protect my nice desk from getting dirty. So just haven't been able to find a decently priced one this size. This one is huge, like A2 perhaps. So there we go. Waste thus far as 3 paper towels. Okay. Now what? Everything needs to dry. My 3D printer is printing, and I'm actually going to need to clean up a spot. So I'm going to turn on my other 3D printing station in a moment. So this is it for today. And probably gonna see you again with some gessoing on Sunday. Bye bye. Wait, end stream.